Well, hello, Bob Dandry here, and welcome back to Transport Fever 2, The Long Game. So last week we did a little bit of stuffing around when our machine factory decided to close down before we started delivering goods to it, or feeder materials to it, but we got there in the end. We also created some new connections for our now called Cross River Main Line, so that is really cool. And wow, this train is a long train, isn't it? All right, let's get stuck in and I guess go through what we'll be building in this episode. Alrighty, so construction materials, that's sort of the last, I think, major port of call, at least for what we currently require in our network. I think potentially that actually might be everything that you sort of need to drive growth into town. So that's really cool. We have a construction materials plant here, which is, I think, pretty well located, pretty nicely centrally located. And let's have a look and see what sort of raw materials we need to really make it work. So as you can see, we can use either slag, sand, or a combination of marble and stone. So how do we get slag? So we can get slag from a steel mill. I wonder if our existing steel mill... Nope. So this is clearly, I guess, a vanilla steel mill. I thought that was background noise picking up on my mic, but no, it's just the sound of the steel mill. So this must be a vanilla steel mill, and this one is a modded one that produces slag as well. Otherwise, we can get sand, which I believe we get from refining oil sand, which I don't think we have anything nearby that we can use to refine that. Nothing at all, really. Some over here. Fuel refinery at San Francisco. A bit out of the way, I would say. Probably not what we're going to go with. Or we can use a combination of marble and stone. Now we've got a stone quarry over here near LA, which we could reasonably easily probably hook up to this station here at our oil refinery and use that to sort of ship the goods out from there. That might be something we can consider. In terms of marble, we've got a marble mine right here just over the river from Laredo, and that's really, I think, the best located one that we can use. So that is, I think, what we're going to go with. So our stone mine is probably the easier connection. So what we can do there, we'll set up a road service to make that happen. Very nice. And we now need to modify the, I think, the configuration of this line. So this line here is not going to work anymore. It's not actually used for anything, as far as I'm aware. It's just a sort of a connectivity thing. So we might switch it over to be a triangle on this side instead. Beautiful. And then we're going to break this connection here, which is going to be interesting, actually. Okay, and instead we'll have a connection going the other way. We'll need to extend this by at least 2 tracks, I think. So this is going to start to become quite a major sort of important link to the rest of our network. And then what we're going to do from here, we're going to basically shift all our lines over by 1, or by 2 really. And this line where our crude oil train is going to go into will hook up to our Cross River Main Line over here. But this is a fairly simple change. It's not really going to impact anything. We'll make the new connections, switch over the lines, and then delete the, I guess, the old connections. Oh, we've got a bit of a collision there, do we? I don't see why. It's a fairly average connection we could make there. Alright, we might need to briefly pause for this one. Otherwise we might break things. Alright, and now we can break these lines off here and connect up to our main. Our main probably needs duplicating as well, I would say. We did do a little bit last episode, but it didn't make it to the final cut. So I think as part of this sort of major upgrade, we'll start to duplicate some significant sections of this line. Don't know why I can't make this connection. Seems like it should be an easy connection to make. I'm definitely noticing in this latest update to the game some weird stuff where connections seem like they should work fairly flawlessly, but they just don't. It's a nice little Y link there. And we'll just hook it up to the next crossover here, which should fix the line, and we can unpause again. Perfect. Okay, we'll unpause. I think that's a nice little Y connection there. And let's finish this connection here. We'll duplicate it. That's going to probably cause us to need to pull out at least one house here. But I think it's a reasonably simple connection to make. I'm just going to pull things back a little bit though. And yeah, we're going to lose 2 buildings. Don't think we'll lose any more. So much curvature. All right. Cool. Yes. That should be it. Oh, hang on a sec. Ooh. That's nasty little connection there, isn't it? That's better. Okay. This is probably a major missing link here, but I'm going to leave it just for the moment, and we'll move on to building our station at our construction materials plant. So we're probably going to need a reasonable amount of platforms here. I'm thinking at least 4. We might start with 4, and we can hopefully have some room to expand further should we need it. We're quite close in here, aren't we? I think that's okay. I think we will duplicate as well through this section as well. Which will mean we're going to slightly need to reconfigure this again. That's okay. It happens. I think we'll, yeah, duplicate through this section here. And that should be okay, I think. We can join up there. Lovely. And just need to make this connection here, which I think we will make a sort of a double track connection, sort of maintain the double trackedness. I don't know if we can make a connection like this. Oh, we can. Oh, it's a very sexy connection, isn't it? Is it? I don't know. I think it's okay. Could be worse. And for the marble we're bringing in, we'll probably reuse this existing line, and in doing that, we'll probably need to do sort of a little bit of a triangle, but we're not gonna join up with the main line like that. That makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, sure. Makes sense to me. Okay, we'll connect this up here. Double slip that. And we can disconnect this one. All right. Get some signals in. Doesn't feel like auto signaling apparently. Wants to not do that. All right, well, I guess we'll turn it off. What's the problem? Yes, we haven't actually connected up over here. Do a little temporary connection there so you can get onto the correct track. Now, we're good to start running our stone, aren't we? We'll connect up at LA and we can drop off at Laredo North. Perfect. We can start running on, what are we, line 1. And then let's get a train purchased to do the big movement. Question mark. We actually still need a connection here. So let's see if we can do that. Probably not. We definitely need to do something about this because this is a terrible connection. Yeah. Anyway. Let's buy some vehicles. Let's get some more of these 460s running. And they will be carrying stone, so we'll be using some gondolas. And what are you? You're probably line 2, I'm guessing. Yeah, we'll rename those in a second. So that's going to be the first little connection. And we do have some stone starting to be delivered to LA Transfer as well. So goodness all around. Okay, now this is, it's not really tricky actually. It's just a bit of an awkward connection we need to make here to our marble mine. So, we will make this a 2-track and just connect in as best as we can. We're digging into a mountain here, that's why it's costing so much money. And let's try and get up a little bit. Okay, perfect. We're up enough to a bridge. And let's keep that. That's actually decent, actually. That's a nice sort of curved bridge. And we're pretty much just going to punch this through, not quite through Laredo, but just along the outskirts of it. And it's then going to hook in with our existing Laredo line. Lovely, lovely, lovely. That will connect up there. Okay. And there's just one train that's going to be using this, so I might just use a signal there at the moment. Now, interestingly, we can't carry marble. Oh, okay. We carry marble. I suppose it makes sense, actually, having marble on a flat car. Because they'd be like sheets, wouldn't they? So, yeah, fair enough. I'll allow that. Yeah, actually, we don't have a line set up for this one yet. Perfect. All right. Alrighty, so we've got 2 towns in this sort of general vicinity that are currently requiring construction materials. We've got Albuquerque and we have Wichita Falls. Now, we probably are actually going to use separate trains for this because there's not really a way that they sort of line up. But we will need to punch through some lines through here as well. Okay, that's a nice easy one. And now we'll get a couple of trains. So we're not going to have massively long trains here because there's not massive demand. but we could actually probably use one train at the moment and just run it to alternate stops. So I actually might do that right now, but down the line, yeah, we could certainly get a second one on if that is required. And we'll go up to 240 meters long on this one. Very nice. I think it's time to boost our food output a little bit. As you can see, we've got no food stored at our processing plant, and it's actually performing very poorly. Like, our level is completely low, everything like that. But what we could look to do is we do have a coffee refinery over here, and we do have a coffee farm here, and I think there's another one close by as well, potentially. No, just that one? Well, that's fine anyway. So what we can do is basically hook this up so that we can get some of our raw coffee beans over to be roast and then take them over to the food processing plant. Punch a line over here. We might need to avoid conflict with our main line, might need to bury it or bridge over the top or something like that. But yeah, we're just going to have to grin and bear it. So what can we do here? Might have to bridge over the top, potentially. So I think if we do that, we can... No. Oh, there we go. Okay. If there's a way we can make that better, could we do that? Okay, cool. Perfect. Question is, can we get it back down? Yeah, I mean, it's not neat, but it's not terrible either. Might actually redraw this connection because that connection is a bit terrible. Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay. Yeah, not perfect, but will do, I guess. Too much slope. You know what? I'm going to have a little bit of a cheat and allow it. And... oh, question is, how are we going to get onto the main line, actually? We... might just need to do that. Okay. Could be better, could be worse. Too much slope, I think it's okay. Oh, that is a lot of slope, actually. Ooh, it's fine. I'm just going to pretend that didn't happen. And we now need to just add a connection going in this direction as well. All right, we've got that connection now, and now we can get some trains running to hopefully make this work and not break everything. This might be a good opportunity to use our 440 that's just been sitting sort of with not much to do, because it can probably... that's not what I wanted. I wanted you. Probably double up. Is that cheaper? Oh yeah, that's way cheaper to do it that way. So we might. And we're still poor. I think it's okay. I'm going to allow it. No, I'm not going to allow it. The reason why I'm using a 440 for this line is because it has no conflicts. So it's a good opportunity or a good sort of option to utilize our old 440 so it's not languishing for, you know, decades and then eventually being destroyed. Our refined coffee train to our food processing plant will be a 460 though. Now, I'm thinking while we're here, we might actually add another branch line on. So I've really enjoyed the Laredo branch line over here. I think it's done really well. Obviously not massively profitable, but I like the idea of these little branch lines. And we've got sort of this break off from our main line at Glendale to head on to our machine factory at Everett. And we've got Salem right here that we could potentially hook up. And I think we might actually do that. Have a sort of a short branch line from probably Oklahoma, stopping at Glendale and then Salem. So let's have a look and see where we can get this built. And it looks like we've got all our residential on this side of the town. That's good. That lines up pretty well with what we're really thinking here. So let's look to get a passenger terminus station on. This is going to be shot quite a short one, I think, actually. And if we can get it on sort of here or so, it covers most of our demand. We might even do just a single track for the moment. And then it's quite an easy connection to make back over to our little break off that we're currently using just for our machine factory. I'm going to try and avoid the little forested area just for law reasons, I guess. Oop. And then you can just connect up here, have just a single signal there. There's probably only ever going to be one passenger train running on this. Now we have unlocked a new locomotive as well, which I want to quickly show you. Oh, they're all separate, which is annoying actually. That's okay. So they are these Central Pacific trains. Do I have any information on those? I do not. But yeah, they are reasonably powerful. An increased top speed as well, is it? No, actually it's slightly decreased, isn't it? Yes, decreased and actually less power as well. So, interesting. They're a bit cheaper as well though, so we could look to utilize these on potentially some lines that need a bit of grunt but not a massive amount. And I'm hoping I have a 440 I can replace somewhere because I would like to use it for something else. Are you a 440? I think you are, aren't you? Oh, we've got a number actually. So what we might see if we can do is switch over some of these and consolidate some, which will decrease our operating costs hopefully on this line. And we can use those 440s or one of them to run our branch line. All right, there we go. We've got a nice little consolidation here. So we're using one of these Central Pacific 10-wheelers. And once that is in place, we can then use or return our two 440s to the depot, which I think they should already be there, right? Yeah, perfect. Oh, they're heading out. No, let's return you, I think. And then, yeah, we'll use one of these for our branch line to Salem. So we're just going to use probably 2 cars there, make that modification, and then this one we will set up a new line for. So this one's going to run from Oklahoma City. It's going to use the terminating track that we're not doing anything with. We'll stop at Glendale, through to Salem, and return. Love it. Well, it looks like we've got quite a bit of demand on our new Salem branch that we've just established. So, why not take the opportunity at the end of this episode to have a little bit of a ride along from Oklahoma through to Glendale and then on to Salem. So I hope you enjoy this one. well, here we are arriving at Salem. Looks like we've got quite a few passengers waiting to hop on our new branch line, so that is really good to see. I hope you enjoyed this ride along. Well, that is going to be about all we have time for in this episode, so I hope you have enjoyed it. I just wanted to let you know I'm having so much fun with this series. As you would know, I've changed the time scale, so I'm not rushed for time. Everything is a little bit cheaper as well, and profits are a little bit higher with the settings I've got, so I've not got that massive money pressure I had in my previous series, which, if I'm honest, tended to be a little bit stressful. So yeah, this is a super chill, super easy build. I'm really having fun, and I hope you are too. If you are, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you get a ding to your device the next time I post a video. You can find links to all my social media in the description, so please jump on there, like, follow, subscribe, do all that wonderful stuff. But until next time, I'm Bob Dendry. This is Transport Fever 2, The Long Game. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.